Hi, I'm Shana Meyerson with YOGAthletica in Los Angeles, California, here today to teach you two amazing back stretches that actually require no warming up. Yes, folks, it's true. These are two stretches that you could do anytime, any place. Well, any place with a wall. Like you can't do it in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere. We're going to be using a wall today. Regardless of your experience level, regardless of your flexibility, everybody can do these poses. Okay? And one is just going to be isolating the back, and the other one is going to get into both your spine and your hips for an extra level of ooh la la. Okay, so we're going to start off with what's called a puppy dog pose, colloquially. I hope you know that anything called puppy dog pose is not going to be a real yoga pose. Also, when yoga was invented, they weren't doing it on walls. Let's get real. Puppy dog pose is basically like a downward facing dog done with the wall so that you take out all strength elements, and it is infinitely scalable to your personal needs. In order to do this pose, and keep in mind, I'm still recovering from a pretty severe, very severe shoulder injury, so my mobility is going to be limited. Good news, it goes to prove exactly what I said. Anybody could do this anytime, any place. So you're going to position yourself with your feet about hips width apart, facing a wall. You could start pretty close. Right here, I'm about 1 foot away from the wall. You could figure out how far away you need to go as is appropriate. Putting your hands way up the wall, you're going to stick your butt out like this and press your chest to the wall while looking up. Now my hands should feel as if I'm trying to pull the wall down. But even as my hands feel like they're pulling down, they're actually reaching up. Remember that a lot of the yoga stretches depend on this isometric, this diametrical opposition of forces. So again, it's hands way up the wall. My tush goes back, so I don't want my hips going to the wall, quite the opposite. I'm going to stick my tush out, and as I sort of energetically drag the wall down, I press my chest to the wall and look up to where my hands are. Now, this is a beautiful stretch because it gets into your entire spine, your upper back, your lower back, and yes, your shoulders. I have to say that stretch felt really good on my shoulder. So I'm going to be doing more of this. Okay, now let's get into the second stretch. Oh, by the way, when you're doing puppy dog, let's say you consider yourself to be quite not flexible. You go closer to the wall. Just press your chest in and look up. Everybody has different levels of flexibility. If you're super crazy, circus level bendy, move away from the wall further. Got it, folks? Chest to the wall, look up, arms up as if they're dragging down. Tush sticks out. Okay, now the second one is going to seem very similar, but now we're going to implement the hip flexors. Because if you don't know what your hip flexors are, they're the muscles in your legs that allow you to do things like walk, stand, and yes, even sit. Just flex your hip literally means basically to lift your thigh closer to your chest. It's a fairly common movement. It's very, very important. And if you have hip flexors, what it's going to do is it's going to sort of pull you forward a little bit so that your posture from bad posture and also tight hips are going to start looking like more and more like forward and rounding. Or sometimes you see in older people that they actually have good spinal posture, but they're so tight in their hips that they sort of walk like this. Okay? Or you might meet other people who walk like that, like sort of with their tush sticking out. Tight hip flexors. So check this out. That was a downward dog on the wall. Now what I'm about to show you is basically a cobra pose on the wall. This time we're going to go much closer to the wall. Okay? And instead of putting our chest to the wall, we're going to put our hips to the wall. Now remember, this is the exact opposite of last time when I said stick out your tush. Now, in order to lengthen here, we're going to put your hips on the wall. Take your hands and just push yourself backwards. Now, I want you to notice that my elbows are bent, okay? Just like a cobra. So my hands are low, just about the height of my hips, somewhere between my hips and my shoulders. So it's not a can you get your arm straight contest. Really, all it is lengthen the hip flexors, extend the spine. So again, further will make it harder, okay? Closer will make it easier. So I put my hips to the wall and I take my hands somewhere around above my hips. You can see here's the top of my hip right here. I'm just above. And I push into my hands to extend my spine backwards. So my chest faces towards the ceiling. Is your chest going to face to the ceiling? Not necessarily. But you always want to think in a back bend this up and over action. And remember that this is essentially a cobra pose. You could check out my cobra and up dog video if you want something way deeper. So let's quickly review. To get just into the spine, right, from top to bottom, you're going to go away from the wall, maybe about a foot and a half. Arms go up, chest goes to the wall, tush presses away from the wall. Look up as it feels like you're actually sort of dragging down towards the floor with your hands. That isolates the spine. Now, to get into the hip flexors, you go closer to the wall or not. Take your hips to the wall. And the main thing we're looking for is think about a C curve that goes straight from your hips all the way to your shoulders. Now, for some people, just doing this will be enough. But if you want to take it deeper, press pressure into your hands. Your elbows should be at your sides. And just arch your spine back. Et voila! Regardless of who you are, how old you are, how athletic, flexible, experienced, all the things that you are, these are two great stretches to get you into your spine and into your hips and into your day in the best possible way. This is Shana Meyerson with YOGAthletica in Los Angeles, California, and namaste.